Imagine a wedding night so terrifying, so publicly exposed, that it became a legend whispered for centuries, a night where the bride wasn't allowed privacy. Not even for a single breath. A night where priests, nobles, and foreign envoys stood just beyond a thin wall, judging and waiting for proof that a political deal had been sealed. This wasn't a rumor. This wasn't fiction. This happened in the heart of the Vatican, and at the center of this nightmare was a 17-year-old girl, Lucrezia Borgia, daughter of the most feared man in Rome, Pope Alexander VI. What she endured behind those marble walls still chills historians today. A ritual so brutal that even her enemies refused to write the details clearly, afraid the truth was too shameful. Tonight, we step into that room with her. Rome in 1493 was a city built on ceremony and corruption, where power was negotiated behind tapestries and whispered through candlelit corridors. The Borgias ruled it like a dynasty, and Lucrezia, intelligent and strikingly beautiful, was their most valuable pawn. Her father arranged her marriage to Giovanni Sforza, not for love, but as a political weapon, a way to bind Milan to the Vatican's growing ambitions. Everyone in the city sensed the weight of this union. Beneath the music, the feasts, the gold-trimmed gowns, there was a tension thick enough to feel in the air. This wasn't a celebration. It was a performance staged for the world to see, but no one expected how far that performance would go. For centuries, noble families across Europe upheld the disturbing tradition of public consummation, a demand that the wedding night be observed, verified, and recorded. But what happened at the Borgia Sforza wedding was far worse. Not one witness, not one verification. Five times in one night. 5 times, Lucrezia and Giovanni were pressured, coaxed, and pushed to perform the most private act imaginable while powerful men waited just beyond the curtains. This wasn't about purity or religion. This was about dominance. Rome wanted Milan humbled. Rome wanted proof that the Sforza heir was now tied physically and politically to the Vatican. Inside that room, the air grew colder with each attempt. Lucrezia, barely 17, trembled under the weight of expectations she never asked for. Giovanni, older and terrified of disappointing the most ruthless family in Europe, faced a humiliation that could destroy him. Every sound, every breath, every movement was measured by the spectators outside. The pressure was crushing. Failure meant shame. Success meant surrender, and all of it took place under the authority of a pope. But this night wasn't only about a physical ordeal, it was about the hidden politics behind it. Diaries from envoys, letters from ambassadors, and whispered accounts from the Vatican staff reveal a world of manipulation. Messages slipped through corridors. Orderies were delivered in coded phrases. And the fear inside that room echoed through the entire palace, touching everyone involved. By dawn, Rome had changed forever. The Borgias had cemented their power. The Sforzas had bent the knee. And Lucrezia, vulnerable and caught. And the middle became both a symbol and a sacrifice. Her story, wrapped in scandal and myth, became a mirror for the darkest games of power. So, what exactly happened in those 5 attempts? What did the witnesses hear? And how did this single, brutal night set the stage for one of history's most notorious and the details, pieced together from forgotten documents and private letters, are even more shocking than the rumors. Lucrezia Borgia's ordeal was not just a historical footnote. It was a masterclass in political cruelty. She was a woman who survived a system designed to break her, and her story deserves to be told. The truth of what she faced that night goes far beyond the salacious rumors. It reveals the chilling reality of what it meant to be a woman, a pawn, and ultimately, a survivor in the treacherous world of Renaissance Italy. And that's just the beginning of her story. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, be sure to like and subscribe for more dives into the hidden corners of history.